Hello, friends. In this example, we have some open-air preaching from Isaiah chapter 6. These are highlights of Job proclaiming the holiness of God and the wickedness of men. Now let's get into it, right from the start.
We're going to keep going with it. We're going to keep proclaiming it. Why? Because Christ is worthy to be held up, to be lifted up. Christ said if he be lifted up, he will draw all kinds of people to himself. It is our hope that by the elevating of the name of Christ in this place, that his rule and dominion would rain down and draw you to himself in a saving way. That you would see in the glory of God being revealed to your hearts, that you would see that you are deeply in need of this glory to be applied to you. And so, folks, my friends and I, we come out here. We come from many diverse places from all across America because we have a great concern for all people. We have a great concern for all people. That we have a burden for you. That you would have an opportunity to hear the word of Christ, to have his name held high in your presence, and that by his Spirit you would be drawn to him into salvation. And so we're going to be in the Old Testament, and we're going to be in the book of Isaiah, and we're going to look at the 6th chapter. Now, folks, that's the whole chapter. And before I start to dig into it and look at all the parts individually, we're going to see some things here in the text. Number one, we're going to see God reveal his glory to Isaiah. We're going to see God reveal his glory, his splendor, his majesty, his authority, his dominion, his rule, his throne is going to be revealed to the prophet Isaiah. We're going to see Isaiah's response to having seen such glory, such beauty, such majesty. We're going to see what God does in the light of what Isaiah responds. We're going to see what God does when Isaiah realizes something about himself. We're going to see what God does when Isaiah is humbled, when he is made low, when he acknowledges what he is before the sight of a holy God. We're going to see what God does for him. Sir, you shake your head. You need this message, sir. I'm talking to you. Sir, you shake your head and you walk away. You reject the gospel. That breaks our hearts. So let's look at the text now. And what do we see? What do we see happening about this throne? It says seraphim were standing above him. And what are they saying? They're saying, holy, holy, holy is the Lord of armies. His glory fills the whole earth. Holy, holy, holy. Do we even have a concept for that word nowadays? Holy? What do you mean, like my jeans on the knees? You mean like my socks? No, we have no concept for pure holiness, otherliness. God is so high above us, so glorious, so good, so unapproachable in his majesty. He is holy. He is pure. He is undefiled in every way. He is without error, without wickedness, without shadow, without darkness. He is pure, undefiled, perfect. God is infinitely high above us in every way. He is holy, holy, holy. And everything about God is holy. Every attribute of God is holy and right. When he hates sin, when he hates sinners, he hates with a holy hatred. When he is angry at the wicked, he is angry with a holy anger. And how does Isaiah respond to such holiness, such grandeur on display, such an unapproachable perfection? How does Isaiah respond? And how should we respond, perhaps? Isaiah is brought to the end of himself. Isaiah is brought to the end of himself. What do I mean by that? Well, he says, woe is me, for I am ruined. Why? Because I am a man of unclean lips, and because I live among a people of unclean lips. And he comes to understand that. He comes to understand that he is wicked. What do I mean by unclean lips? We let people know what's in us by the way we express ourselves. And Isaiah is saying at the core of his being, at the center of who he is unclean, he is wicked. And so I ask you, have you identified with Isaiah? Have you come to the end of yourself in the midst of a holy God and declared you are undone? Because that would be honest. Because we all know, all of us know that we are not perfect. All of us know that we cannot even approach the holiness of God. Where God would say of himself, and the angels say of God, he is holy, holy, holy. We need to understand with ourselves, I included, we need to join with Isaiah and come to understand of ourselves that we are wicked, wicked, wicked. Now hear me, folks. I don't say that with glee. I don't say that with joy on my face. I don't say that because I want anything for you. No, I say that because I want to plead with you, because I don't want you to receive the condemnation from this holy God, because I desperately want you to be reconciled to him. I want what happened to Isaiah to happen to you. You see, Isaiah is left helpless and hopeless in himself. So what does God do? It says, then one of the seraphim flew to me, and in his hand was a glowing coal that he had taken from the altar with tongs. And he touched it to my mouth and said, your iniquity is removed and your sin is atoned for. We need that, folks. Whatever happened with that glowing coal from that altar, we need that. We need what Isaiah received. We need our sin to be atoned for. The work of this altar, the offering given once and for all time, is the Lord of glory, Jesus Christ, the Son of God. The Lord of glory. God the Son laid down his life in the place of his people, so that we would receive an atoning work. And how do we know that was accomplished? How do we know that offering that Jesus made of his own life, how do we know that it was sufficient? Because when he laid down his life and offered it in our place, he came back from the grave, demonstrating his victory over sin and death. And folks, that is the message that we are to give for you today. And if you have any questions about that, we would love to talk to you. Again, we're not here to contend with you. We want to answer your questions because we care about you, and it is our hope that we would do the most loving thing for you. We want to help you in any way we can, but especially in giving you the good news of Christ.